I'm going to be talking about Foundation Digital Media, Assignment 8, which is the band rebrand or musical artist rebrand. And this is going to be phase 3, which is the identity phase. And so there are a few parts to it. So first of all, what an identity is it's helping create a cohesive group of pieces. So a family of work. And that identity is generally done in a business setting. So anything that helps identify your business as being part of that business has some elements of identity to it. So if we see a UPS truck come up, it's brown with some gold trim. You're like, okay, that's branded. That has some identity to it. It's the color. The person that gets out has branded with the brown clothes, shirt and pants. Even the package that they hand to you has the branding on it. So this is part of an identity, a cohesive family of work. There's brown, there's the logo, there's typefaces that reoccur. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be exploring and creating a redesigned logo, typefaces, and I'll get into what display and body type are, but we're going to be doing typefaces that go with the logo. We'll come up with a color palette, and then we're going to include some direction of art or design style. So the first thing is we're going to create 10 thumbnails for our logo. And if you'll remember, the one I'm going to be going to is Marty Robbins, who is a Western singer who sings ballads about the Wild West. So the way we're going to approach this is we're going to just keep the logo type-based. So this is a type-based logo. And let me just share some things about type and doing logos. Okay, so there's a few, and we'll just talk about some basic rules. Not even going to touch on font selection as of yet. We have some choices here at the beginning. And maybe this is after we choose a typeface. It depends. But anyway, before we finalize the logo, we have to decide capitalization. And let's just talk about this one right here, first of all. This uses upper and lower. It's very conventional, meaning it keeps to the rules. This is a person's name. There's a capital at the beginning and the rest is lowercase. Capital at the beginning of the word, the rest is lowercase. They're all sitting on the same baseline. All of the type is the same size. It's extremely conventional. It follows all the rules. And so, this is something that's communicated. When we see this, we're like, oh, I'm totally used to that. I get it. It's following the rules that I know. Okay. This one, on the other hand, is a little different because we don't usually always capitalize someone's name. But what this does is this communicates something else. Okay. It's not necessarily breaking rules, and it's not shouting. Well, some people, because text, when that happened, people attribute or associate like all caps to shouting. But there's a lot of logos that use all caps and are not shouting. And I should probably look some of those up for you. Let's see. Let's see if I can grab some here. Okay, I just Googled something stupid, best logos ever, just because I wanted to get like some amazing logos. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, that was a bad search. So Chanel, Adidas, all lowercase. FedEx, upper and lower. I Heart New York, all upper. Kleenex, upper, lower. Dixie, kind of a mix, but this Quaker's upper, lower. Dixie is kind of uppercase, and the E is lowercase, so hard to tell on that. Maybe we just look at Saul Bass logos. Okay. Yeah, he does. These are all like kind of icon base, right? And not that, I mean, these are brilliant, brilliant logos, but they don't really bring in the type like, let's see, I'm so sorry, let's see. Okay, all right, here's some here. This is all, right, upper, lower. And then why do we use one and not the other? Well, so all lowercase gives an idea of like friendly, easily accessible. And like if we were looking at Facebook, or if we were looking at, which is, you know, very friendly, it's about people. Airbnb, you know, we want something friendly that we're going to stay at. So this is, you know, that makes a lot of sense. Nike, bold, authoritative statement. And that's one reason why they're choosing all cap. Let's see. Yeah, like I mentioned, Facebook, Samsung. And so there's a couple other things that I wanted to share about these. Let's see if I can get to the right. Well, this will work. This will work fine. One reason for this upper lower, we have this in our in most books we read, novels, they use upper lower case, sentence case, and that makes a ton of sense because we are as we're running through a book really quickly, we're looking at the shape of the word. Like for example, this is a very, you know, that shape is A and D. And especially if it's in order, you would definitely see it. Let's see if we can. This one is THE. So sometimes those shapes are very helpful for legibility, but sometimes they make undue shapes that are a little bit goofy, right? I hope I'm making sense on this, but if we were to look at like this, I mean, basically this one looks a little bit much more organic, right? And this looks really like solid, has a real graphic presence. I do like these, but this says something, right? They both say something, so it's important to know what you want to say about your band, your rebrand here. So kind of authoritative statement, keeping rules, very conventional, and then also very friendly, accessible, easy, it feels like, right? So what if your band doesn't fit these type of criteria? What if they don't keep rules? Well, then, I mean, a typeface is definitely going to be something to consider. But we could also consider, changing sizes and baseline shifts and spacing. So now this is starting to break some rules. There's a point where it gets a little not cool but comical, right? It gets a little jokey. It looks more like a playful thing rather than like a serious kind of statement. And maybe I'm going there right now. So it's something to evaluate and figure out. If all of these were like all cap, and then we played with different typefaces a little bit, you could, so there's lines to walk, right? And things to be cautious of. I guess that's kind of what I'm saying, is that then all of a sudden looking at this, you're like, okay, that's really different than what I'm used to, right? What I've seen in the past, and what, yeah, so all of a sudden we're going, okay, well, now I kind of have an idea what to expect from Marty Robbins. It's different. Break some rules, maybe. Okay, so this is just, this is not considering font at all. All right, so I'm going to start going forward with looking for typeface, and the lesson or the project sheet says we need to come up with 10 logos, and it's pretty easy if we're just doing type. Okay, and that's what I'm really asking for. So what I'm going to suggest here is that maybe you either consider that, how are you going to break rules or not? Is it conventional, up, all cap, all lowercase, whatever? I think Marty Robbins is pretty standard, to be honest. He tells a story. There's a beginning, middle, end. There's a climax. His music is really mild and easy to listen to. So I feel like capital, initial caps on his name is going to be the best route. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, actually, I think I might look for all of them at the same time, is kind of, now if I have something selected, usually I'm an illustrator, and this is what the program I suggest you do your branding in. It'll come up with a display of that. So I might try finding something that's not too businessy, not too playful. In fact, a little Western would be ideal, wouldn't it? I don't know, maybe that. I'm going to deselect that. Okay, come on. Alrighty, well, let's keep rolling on this. I'm just going to do that for one. And I know a few that I'm just going to roll to. So one is Playbill, which is kind of a Western-y feel. And the other is, let me find it here. Yeah, here it is. So Playbill, I mean, it might be a little too cartoony, but that's, it may or may not work. But I'm going to throw it in my mix. The other one is, I think, let's see if I can find it here. So obviously not this. I mean, this one is, that one was a little too computery. This one was a little too formal. Well, much too formal. Another 8-bit type of thing. this is kind of what I'm thinking of, rosewood, and maybe that Rockwell perhaps. So they have rosewood, 2 different rosewoods. Rockwell, and I might just do a bold. Let's see here. So again, I mean, he sings about Western, just kind of reminding myself, and hopefully by saying it, I can find these fonts quicker, right? Oh, that's, why not? Why not? That's interesting. Oh, I just did Rockwell. I'm realizing, so I just installed a new hard drive into my computer, and I think that's why I didn't have any sound. Just wasn't set up correctly. And that's why I'm seeing all my fonts, because the management is like out the window right now, so sorry about this. I might try some of these. Let's see. I mean, I have 10 that I can play with, right? 10 different options. That's probably the one. I don't love that one at all, but yeah, I'm not a fan. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, kind of. Oh, I think there are some kind of piratey looking fonts that might be worth considering. So this is a rebrand. So I'm going to personally going to try to stay away from the 50s, because that's what his current albums look like. I'm going to try to update his look. So it kind of looks like, oh, hey, who's this new? It's newly packaged. So okay, maybe. Okay, let's just put it in just for that. Okay, so just to move on and keep things moving, here are my selections. And I kind of, so I'm also going to kind of consider my illustration style. So these two, this is an illustrator I've found that I really, really like. Why can't I remember his name? Oh, that's really sad. Yeah, he's fantastic, and I've been following him for a while. His name is just missing me right now. Stephen. Okay, so anyway, so this is kind of the style that I'm going to be going for, going to create. And so in looking at that, I'm like, okay, which one kind of works with that? And in a way, I kind of feel like this one does. It kind of feels like it would fit in there pretty nicely. I mean, I like the hand lettered a lot, but I think that's going to be my end landing spot. What I'm going to do with these other ones, just to show show ones that I've considered. I'm going to just gray them out. You know, put some kind of gray on them so it's really obvious which one I chose. I might track this in a little bit. It feels a little, it feels like the typeface has some tracking issues that I'm not sure if I'm solving this quickly. I may have to like spend some time with it. Okay, so my next bit is I'm going to be picking some typefaces that go with this. Now, if I look close at this, I can see that it's a slab serif. So it is serif, but see how the serifs have like this boxy look? That's called a slab serif. So I might be looking for slab serif typefaces. And I'm looking for a display and a body type. And sorry, these are being shown in this weird typeface that doesn't really go with this. I'm going to change that to something very conventional. Okay, so just so you know what the difference here is, this body type is both of these. So this is the logo. I'm not going to be typing anything in the logo typeface. The logo, this is like sacred only to the logo. You don't mess with the typeface there. But the display type is type that will be used for like headlines, for anything large besides the logo. So I need something with some personality. Oh, hang on just a minute. Let's see. But still going with this. And I think Rockwell might be the one I need to go with. And let's see if we can find the Rockwell. So here's a Rockwell bold, which is kind of nice. And let's see if it actually will. Yeah, it does upper lower. That's nice. So, but I might choose to do this one in all cap just because this one's in all cap and I think it looks a little better. My one concern is the condensedness of this, and it's kind of a different beast. I'm not totally sold on the Rockwell, to be honest. So let me share with you some ways to look for typefaces. So now that I know that this is a slab serif, let's go look at fonts.adobe.com. And I'm going to log into this Adobe. And I'll probably have to, do all this stuff. Let me push. Okay. Let's see if we can. Okay. So what the deal is you can browse different typefaces and then and there's some filters here, which is really wonderful. And sample text, I'm going to type in, I could type in Marty Robbins. Oh, it's going to be all cap, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to look for a serif. Let's see. Maybe just English for right now. And yeah, I want a slab serif, which is here. So what that does, I mean, obviously it's going to narrow everything down, and I want like a condensed. Okay, so this is kind of nice to see. And then what other options do I have? Yeah, so there's other things here. You can choose X height and contrast, and you know, do you want, if you're dealing with numbers, do you want them old style or kind of conventional? There's the rosewood that I just am using. And maybe I want something that's condensed, but maybe sans serif. So it still kind of pays tribute to I might have something better than what they have. But let me just show you how. So if I found this, I'm like, oh, you know what? I think that'll work good. So I would click on it, and it's going to show me what the thing looks like down here. And I can activate each font, or I can activate the, I thought I could activate the family. Okay, there you can activate everything, but here I have the compressed or the narrow, which are two different so this one is very condensed, and then compressed, let's see, yeah, that is compressed, and then I think there's a narrow in here. Condensed is less than compressed, right? And I think I might try the compressed. I'm kind of a fan of that. So I might get that one, this one, that one perhaps. And you can see these are being activated. So what's cool about it is that, yeah, I'll grab that too. So now if I go into Illustrator, that was Bernina or something like that. So let's bring this over, and I'll go to my BER. There it is, Bernina. And let's make the whole thing Bernina. And we might do the compressed. Yeah, so funny how this does that. Anyway, that's how you bring these over, so they're immediately accessible in here. I might go with a typeface that I know about and am happy with and use often, which is my tungsten. Yeah, maybe that. So I like the tungsten. It doesn't seem to get in the way of this Marty Robbins, and it kind of complements, I believe. And the body type, and it's not Rockwell, it is tungsten narrow. Semi-bold. And then this one is going to be and I might choose light, or yeah, light. Okay, tungsten narrow light. So yeah, I think those would work. Let's see if we back up. Do they kind of go with this? Well, they definitely complement it. I think they have the similar, the compressed thing is good. I'm not totally sold on the narrow. I may have to go for the less compressed to go with that. Yeah, maybe just that. Maybe just tungsten, semi-bold. And then this is, we want to get rid of this. Just a tungsten light. Okay, yeah, I do like that. Okay, thanks for your patience with me. Okay, so now that I have the type down, the last bit is going to be color. And you'll remember how I get colors. I'm going to suggest doing the same thing, which is going to, this is just an easy one, color.adobe.com. I'm logged in already here, Chat Hunter. And an easy way to do it is choose Explore and then type out Western just to see what happens. And I'm pretty happy with some of these. Like this one is pretty darn cool. So what I'll do is, I think I've already appreciated it because I did a video earlier that, yeah, anyway. So I think we can add to the library and see it goes to brushes. So let's see if we can find that. Window. I don't think it's in brushes, but we can check. What I think it's in graphic styles or something like that. Graphic styles. Nope, nope, no. Might be under just color. Or swatches is what I kind of feel like it might be. Okay, so here, this is a real similar symbol here to what we just added. And then when I click that, this libraries pops up. And if I start looking through, here is this Western theme right here. Add theme to swatches. So that is one way to do it. Here's my Western theme. Easy, right? Amazing. I'm just going to pull that off so I can see them. So the way I would like it done is having squares here. And I'll just click each color. I'm going to show you another way to do this. But hopefully that was an easy way for you to get it in there. If that wasn't the easiest way, what you can do is download a JPEG. And what happens is that it shows up in downloads. Let's see if this is it. Nope. Let me try that again. Download. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So here it is right here. And I'm going to go to Illustrator and I'll drop it in. Yeah. Now it's huge, so I'm going to have to reduce it, and then I can go sample colors. So I'll kind of walk you through how to do that. Actually, let me do that with another color, because then I have the same colors and it will be less productive for me. I do kind of like this one. So I'm going to download that. Okay, I'll go into Illustrator. I'm going to go grab this Western thing that I've just downloaded. Okay. All right, so new color family. Oh, I should have, let me make sure this is small enough so I can access it. Great. Okay. So here's how you do that. So I'm going to walk through this slowly how to do. So I'm going to get the rectangle tool, and I'm going to make a square. I'm holding down shift so it's an absolute square. Okay. I'll go to the selection tool, and I've deselected it, and I'm going to click and drag this across. Now there's two keys I need to hold to make a duplicate, and that is Option. Actually, that would make a duplicate, but Shift keeps it absolutely straight. So I'm holding down Shift and Option on a Mac, or Shift and Alt on a PC. Okay. So before I do anything else, notice this is still selected. I just dragged it and released my keys and my mouse. Now I'll do on a Mac Command D, on a PC Control D to duplicate the thing I just did. Okay, so that's how I'm getting these things quickly across here. Now to capture these colors on these swatches, what I'll do is select the eyedropper tool, and I don't know if you know the shortcut, but I think I shared it with you just as a reminder. On a Mac or on anything in Illustrator, you can switch back to a selection tool. So I'm clicking on the selection tool, and if I want to select this, I would do that, and then I can go to the eyedropper. But there's an easier way, and that is to temporarily go to the selection tool by holding down on a Mac Command or on a PC Control. So I'm in the selection tool, and I would click it, release that key, Command on a PC, or on a Mac, Control on a PC, and I'm back in the eyedropper tool. Click on the first one, hold on, let's see, sure? I don't know. So I'm just so you know, I've selected that eyedropper tool, but now I can quickly go back and forth between that and my selection tool by holding down that key that I just mentioned. So release it, select it. So I'm just running through, oops. Okay, so now I have two. I like the top one a lot. Actually, I like the bottom one. Maybe I can make a mix of these that I really like. And it's good, just some things, it's good to have like a variety of values. So some really darks and some really lights. Gosh, I like these a lot right here. I wonder if I could just add that to the top and be okay. I feel like I want to lighten this up a little bit. Let me get out of here. So here's my color picker, and I might try making it a little more orange, but lighter, but maybe grayer too. I'm not really sure. I kind of feel like a nice warm gray is kind of helpful on the light side. Yeah, because I don't have any lights in here. There are a lot of, when I squint at it, there's a lot of medium values. So I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to go a little bit lighter than that. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay. So now I'm probably going to take the colors that I don't love and reduce them. And I have my art in here, my logo, my typefaces, and this is what I'll save as a PDF and turn in. Okay. hopefully that helps. Thanks, everyone.